I think we need to come with terms that there are so many companies now participating in this censorship that we can't even name them all, and it's actually bigger than anyone realizes. Which is why this is going to be the last video of trying to get all the news. And we're going to start switching over to our own propaganda and own tools to start combating this censorship. Lois Rossman has posted a second video fueling the Clippy movement. So I want to give some of the key points that he was trying to make. He has got a newsletter for himself with updates on his practices to try to stop corporate malpractice. But recently, the Clippy movement has been called slacktivism, which he defined as doing nothing. And then he immediately said, well, we're changing profile pictures to Clippy all over the internet now. Yeah, this is not nothing. However, just changing your profile pictures to Clippy will not stop the censorship, and we've seen it. We need to take more actions. We need to start doing more steps. And this I was thinking about for quite a while. The companies really do want you to think that just because this first step, changing your profile pictures to Clippy, isn't quite working, that you can give up, that your actions aren't going to mean anything. This is exactly what the companies want, because what do they have? Oh, well, the companies are one step away from taking down all of the criticism, and also building profiles on you with government passports to identify each and every person and to boost their advertising schemes. We have to be actively taking actions against this. So you were able to change your profile pictures to Clippy. That is something you were able to do. And now I will be talking about some of the tools that you will be able to use to start combating companies, including YouTube's efforts to drive up censorship. K0, the owner of Raven, has posted a new video on his YouTube channel, explaining to the public, and not just his Discord, how exactly Betanet might work, and also dismissing a crypto allegation posted against them. So Betanet is to replace the HTTP and HTTPS protocols that run Google Internet things. K0 explains that the internet was made back in the 1980s, and back then the creators had no idea it would be used by the world. They intended it for universities and academic use. Yes, I have written a script for this section. Please keep watching. Privacy was never a concern in those days, and the entire internet was built off this undeveloped concept. Betanet wants to be built on today's values and wants to be censorship resistant as well as privacy oriented. He explained that people have tried to make internets like this before, like Tor Onion. There might be concerns that people would just use those instead of Betanet. However, the internet traffic that these made was very different from HTTP, and many people who wanted to steal more of your data found it and made measures to block it from working. And other attempts like I2P, which is very specialized to actually work, is hard for an average person to set up. There is something that tries to be like Betanet called GNU-Net, however it is riddled with many practical problems and the traffic made by it stands out. And VPNs, which you might think are an easy solution, are also easy to put on block lists. Betanet is trying to fix all of these problems. He was taking the good parts from all of these to make a realistic working alternate internet that mimics regular internet traffic so it won't be spotted. Something I forgot to put in my last video, Betanet is supposed to be run by its community. Something like Tor is what we call centralized. There is a group called the Tor Project that is maintaining, managing, and updating the website. If something happened to them, like their entire website got taken down, much less a slowdown, this will work against the effectiveness of Tor. Betanet changes will be proposed by the community and be voted on by the community. K0 elaborates on his talking points in his last video, like what mutually assured destruction meant. Betanet will use some of the same things as the regular internet, like port 443. Betanet will also start getting websites posted on that will link regular Betanet will also start getting websites posted that will link to the regular internet. And it will be designed so that if Betanet is attacked, the regular internet gets hit too. Also, there is some criticism at Betanet for having a crypto coin. Raven raised $50,000 in this crypto and then withdrew it, and that it was just another crypto scam like we have seen. But it is not. Raven said that this coin is to donate to the Raven team for Betanet. It is not like one of those scam coins where people buy into it expecting to make profits. This is donating money, and they convert their coins into this cryptocurrency, USDC, which is like an online US dollar. And actually, I have had almost enough paraphrasing of this video. I'll link the rest in the description. Let me give you a too long didn't read. They're criticizing RavenNet because they could have made more money from the donated money if they used the crypto, basically a stock market which fluctuates up, not down. No, it's gonna fluctuate up so they can make more money. No. They ignore the fact that they can actually lose money too, and so they withdrew the money that had been donated to them so that it would just be a solid amount. They had 43,000 US dollars. That is a huge amount of money, and they basically made the right decision by withdrawing that from an unstable, basically, stock market. Alright, now just a few more pieces of news. Mr. Beast is gonna be affected by this Online Safety Act. A lot of people on YouTube will get restricted from some of his content, but Mr. Beast has made no post discussing this. Why? Well, as Slanderous said, I have his video link in the description, is that he's getting paid by YouTube for this Team Water thing, and it just so happens that he organized this huge super YouTuber collaboration right as YouTube rolls the 1984 update. And here's to all the additional news I've been seeing. It is absolutely great for publicity. However, they're just like, it isn't any new information. They're saying, oh, TikTok is banning accounts now. We already knew that was going to happen. YouTube is censoring people who speak up. We already knew that. All power to all these people who keep not being silent on this situation. However, am I a commentary channel? Do I want to become a commentary channel? Not really. I'm gonna give some of my personal insights into this situation. For one, I think the YouTube age restriction is gonna be even worse than they said. Well, YouTube said accounts that the AI has verified as under 18 will be getting teen level restrictions. However, YouTube can lie about these sort of things, and they also can just roll out some extra things on their own website without them telling us. I think that the YouTube AI restriction is going to be worse than what has been said. In fact, I've heard of YouTubers, YouTube is actually already starting to do this, even before August 13th, and that there is a YouTuber, he got hit, and not only did he get some restrictions on videos he could watch, he lost some of his YouTube channel's tools. So here is my last words to the wise. Keep posting about this. Don't be silent. Because this small step that YouTube is taking, while it might not seem like the end of the world, it can kind of condition our minds to not criticize heavier steps that they take in the future. And to keep posting about what's happening today will keep a baseline in the entire community about what is entirely unacceptable today. And boycott YouTube on August 13th. In one of my previous videos, I've mentioned some YouTube alternatives. However, if you wanted to do that, you need to watch some more YouTube. Uh-oh, we don't want to do that, do we? Well, here's the thing. People like this guy have been posting videos on YouTube, and he doesn't just want to stop. And it will be a fact that some more news of this situation is going to be posted on YouTube. So this will be linked at the top of the description, made by Pewdiepie. He gives alternatives to Google websites that track your data, and if you want to watch YouTube, watch it through a privacy browser like DuckDuckGo or Brave, which I might do if I want to watch YouTube, maybe not. And this is the last video I plan on making, or should I say posting to YouTube in quite a while. I'm going to be retreating to Discord to try and boycott YouTube. I'll make a community post about this. You can join my Discord, and I'll plan to start hosting some talks there. Just want to say thank you to those who've subscribed. And to be truthful, I was making huge progress on my YouTube channel, and it's gonna hurt for me to stop posting on YouTube. For however long I'll not post on YouTube, just know that I am gonna be working on videos behind the scenes, and if I post on YouTube again, you can see some actually normal videos where I'm not angry. You know, I was starting to like the YouTube that I was doing, and I'm getting tired of this angry thing already. If it helps the movement, maybe I might post a new video, but there'll need to be more information, and until then, see ya.